American visitor robbed of bank cards in Ochi, teachers at Vere Technical protest colleague arrest, alleged gang leader shot by police in August town, Reggae Boys goalkeeper is out for another 6 weeks. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. An American visitor was on Tuesday night robbed of her bank cards in Ochi, St. Anne, just hours after arriving in the island. The 34-year-old woman checked into a hotel on Main Street in the evening and then later went to a restaurant in close proximity to purchase food. After leaving the restaurant about 11:30 p.m., the visitor stopped to purchase souvenirs from a vendor when she was held up by him and another man. They robbed her of a cellular phone, credit and debit cards as well. The robbers then returned the phone and instructed the woman to walk away. The frightened woman ran back in the direction of the hotel but fell and hit her head. She was treated at hospital and released. This is not good news for Jamaica. And as the trial of the Jamaica Defense Force soldiers continued Wednesday, defense attorney Peter Champagne, KC, accused the prosecutor's main witness, Dr. Claudette Clark, of being untruthful about the manner in which her husband, Keith Clark, was killed. Champagne represents Corporal Odell Buckley, who is charged for murder. In a series of suggestions to Dr. Clark, Champagne told her that when she told the jury that her husband was shot when he was coming down the closet and that his back was turned towards the soldier, it was a lie. Dr. Clark disagreed, telling the attorney that the scientific evidence will give him the answer. Pressing further, Champagne suggested that Dr. Clark was inside her bathroom with her daughter when her husband was shot. Rejecting the suggestion, the emotional widow said, "No, sir, you can continue with your suggestion, but a suggestion is not a fact." The educator also rejected suggestions that on May 27 of 2010, she knew that gunmen were in her basement. Champagne is really a comedian, suggesting that the family had gunmen in the basement. He makes a man with a strong stomach want to puke. Classes at the Vere Technical High School in Clarendon were suspended yesterday after teachers staged a sit-in to protest against the decision of the police to lay charges against a female teacher who was earlier attacked on the compound by relatives of a student. Principal of the school, O'Neill Lewin, said that both the parent and the teacher was taken into custody and charged for court date on June 21st, he disclosed. And it is said that the teacher also received injuries. He said the protesting teachers have vowed not to return to classes until the matter is investigated by the Ministry of Education. And the confrontation started because the parent was trying to retrieve an item belonging to the student from the staff room. The parent was directed by another member of staff to wait at the staff room door for the item, but the parent decided to physically go inside the staff room and collect it herself. The teachers tried to prevent that, and it resulted in that physical confrontation. Two people are in custody of the Westmoreland police in connection with the seizure of illegal firearms during a targeted operation in Geneva District on Tuesday afternoon. Superintendent O'Neill Dobson, commanding officer for Westmoreland, says the 3-hour operation was conducted in the Morgan's Bridge police area to locate known criminals. And during these targeted operations, 2 illegal firearms were recovered, 2 persons were taken into custody. One of the firearms contained 15 rounds and the other was without magazine, he reported. Meanwhile, the police in St. Anne have charged 3 persons who were arrested on Sunday following the siege of an illegal gun and ammunition at Tranquility Valley in Brownstown. Richard Russell, a 35-year-old hotel employee, 33-year-old Daniel Cover, and 28-year-old Anne Marie Brown were charged on Tuesday with illegal possession of a prohibited weapon and illegal possession of ammunition. They were nabbed during a snap raid, and it's reported that the police went to a 2-bedroom house in search of a suspect in the murder of ex-policeman Kenny Dawkins in Runaway Bay in March of this year. Mr. Cover was seen with a knapsack containing a Glock pistol and 13 rounds, and all 3 occupants of the house were subsequently taken into custody. Meanwhile, sections of Augustown in St. Andrew are tense following yesterday morning's fatal shooting of a reputed gang leader by the police. Marvin Markland, otherwise called Papa, the reputed leader of the Gola gang, was fatally shot sometime after 11 o'clock during a reported confrontation between the police and armed men. According to reports, members of the police team went into the community when they were allegedly attacked by a group of men. And during the reported exchange of gunfire, Markland was shot and he was later pronounced dead at hospital. An investigator said that the Gola gang was under the investigations for several murders and shootings in Augustown. A man who was initially charged with attempted rape, burglary, and assault occasioning grievous bodily harm in relation to the attack on a 97-year-old woman has now been charged with murder following the victim's death. The deceased is retiree Gwendolyn Bailey, and charged with her murder is 24-year-old construction worker Ronaldo Robinson, otherwise called Biggs, of Top Road, Jeffreytown in St. Mary. According to the police, around 4 a.m. on Sunday, March 31st, Bailey was at home when Robinson allegedly broke in and attempted to sexually assault her, and it is reported that his attempt was unsuccessful. It's alleged that he then proceeded to severely beat her, resulting in her being admitted to hospital. She was released but was readmitted twice due to her injuries and later died. Robinson was initially charged with attempted rape, burglary, and assault occasioning grievous bodily harm. However, the charge was upgraded to murder following a post-mortem examination on Monday of May 27. And I would suggest that he be castrated and then hung by the neck in the town square. On to sports, Jamaica's Reggae Boys were dealt a massive blow on the eve of the start of the CONCACAF Men's FIFA World Cup qualifier after goalkeeper and captain Andre Blake was ruled out for the next 6 weeks following an injury, and it was announced on Tuesday that Blake underwent meniscus surgery. As a result, he will miss Jamaica's opening game of the World Cup qualifier in Kingston on June 6 and then play away to Dominica 3 days later. Jamaica's head coach Hal Grimson will, however, be sweating over his recovery in time for the Copa America group stages, which starts June 22, where the Reggae Boys will face Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Panama. And those are very tough teams. Jamaica is going to need the best goalkeeper. Regarded as among the prolific strikers in recent history in the Jamaica Premier League, 3 of Rafiq Thomas' former employees said that he left his mark on and off the football field. The 39-year-old Thomas was shot dead on Tuesday morning at his home in Denham Town in West Kingston. Thomas came through the youth ranks at Boys Town Football Club and eventually represented them during their stint in the top flight, where he scored close to 40 goals in his 5 seasons. And his best season came in the 2014 to 2015 season when he netted 16 goals to finish third in the Golden Boot race behind former national striker Craig Foster and Jermaine Tuffy Anderson. His head coach during those years and current president of the club, Andrew Price, said that Thomas was an unpredictable force up front. He also played for Tivoli Gardens, Harbourview, and at least 2 other clubs. Residents said he was not mixed up in any badness and could be murdered because of being friends of associates or family. And don't forget, the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you missed the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.